Yako haikuwa violence.
There was no violence in my marriage.
Haikuwa cheating.
There was no infidelity in my marriage. I know, right?
Robert Burale.
Yes, sir.
Haikuwa violence.
There was no violence. There was no
Haikuwa cheating.
infidelity. Yeah.
So,
To be honest.
what is this other reason that you want to give the world and tell the world there's this other thing here? Ilikuwa ni attempt ya 3.
Ilikuwa ni attempt ya 3.
So hiyo ya mwisho tusichaje attempt, ilikuwa ulitoka na ulitoka.
Ilikuwa nimetoka.
So you had 2 attempts za kutoka.
Yeah.
Ulijaribu kutoka mara 2. In a period of 1 year, Rozinah, ya kuoana na mtu 1 year, 12 months. Ulijaribu mara 2 kutoka. Na mara ya 3 ndo ukatoka. So in 1 year, you basically, you've been just trying to live. You look like you've been just trying to live in a period of 1 year.
No. In a period of 1 year, I've been trying so hard for this marriage to work.
Okay.
But also in that period of 1 year, these 2 times that I tried to go and came back, it was really like, I cannot. I'm losing myself. I could die trying to make this marriage work.
Okay.
I could die trying to make this marriage work.
Okay.
And the 3rd time I went, it was okay. I have to. It was by the way, it was for me, it was like nisemeje yani nilikuwa ni a matter of life and death.
Really?
It's a matter of life and death.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
But there was no violence.
There was no violence. True.
It's interesting how, and this comes up even in the Burale interview, this idea that a marriage is only bad, or at least bad enough to justify leaving, if there's violence or infidelity, and in particular violence. There's this failure to understand that there are things that are worse than violence. And you see this a lot in the work of Evan Stock in Coercive Control. There are things that are worse than violence. The way that somebody harms your spirit, destroys your soul, your personhood. There are things that are worse than violence. There are things that are worse than violence. And I really like that this is where the story started, because she set it up that it was a matter of life and death, right? She tried to make it work, as all, maybe not all, but like as women are socialized to do. You're supposed to make it work. You're supposed to try. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to try and make it work. And she says that's what she was doing. In that 1 year, she was trying. And it wasn't enough. It was, by the time she was leaving, a matter of life or death. She was either going to stay and die or find a way to live and leave. I really love that that's where it starts, because she sets it up, with the seriousness that it deserves. This is how serious it is. It was a matter of life or death. And life and death, a relationship isn't just a matter of life and death because of physical injury, physical harm. There's worse things than being physically harmed. There are other ways that you can be wounded, that you can be hurt, that you can be destroyed even. There are other ways. And, we should probably talk about that. The limits of the violence model, as enumerated by Stark. So, Evan Stark is a researcher and an author. He passed away. And he wrote the book Coercive Control. And he did a lot of research on that. Coercive control has even become illegal in certain countries. It's the recognition that the violence model is inadequate. And the violence model is inadequate because, number one, it's not always visible. Number two, violence focuses on individual discrete assaults, right? And that's not how abuse works. Abuse is not about individual discrete assaults or instances of harm. It's about the compounding nature of it. Violence, there's only injuries in about 5% of the cases. And in about 1 to 2% of the cases, there's serious injury. So, these are such few numbers, right? And then even fewer of those cases culminate in femicide. So, if you wait for serious injury, you'll miss too much abuse and it will be too late. If you wait for physical, manifestations of serious injury, you will miss too much abuse and it will be too late. And this is the foundation of coercive control and models that focus on abuse overall and not necessarily physical violence. So, the violence model is too violence focused. There's more to abuse and injury than physical violence. It's too injury based. So, like, they broke your hand, they broke this, they did this. Injury has to be a marker, right? So, if there's no physical injury, then that's out. And one of the problems with this is something like, for example, choking, right? There are people whose skin color doesn't show. And so it's not considered as an injury, and it's not necessarily picked up by, for example, nurses and doctors, first responders. It's not picked up because it doesn't show, and so it's not counted. Injury as a marker. And then it also focuses on the home. Domestic violence focuses on the home. It's the idea that harm can only be done to you, like when you're in close proximity to the abuser. But that's not how abuse works, right? A person could be very far from you and they're still controlling you. And they're still exercising all forms of control over your life. So, for this reason, the violence model does not work. And I like that she starts by showing us that it can be life or death, even without the violence that we have come to expect. That abuse is not always visible, right? And very few cases actually involve injury. Even fewer cases involve serious injury, and even fewer cases lead to culminate in femicide. And if we continue to wait for serious injury in order to take abuse seriously, we will miss too much abuse, and we will be too late when it comes to rescuing women. So, I love that she sets it up this seriously. She may be laughing, and it's because it's been a while and she looks so good. Oh my god. But it's serious. She's setting it up as a serious matter.